John Cena is set to return on Monday night. I made a video talking about John Cena's return, but this relates to the ratings because here's what's going on right now. Monday night ratings, I think, are going to be some of the lowest ratings of the year. And heading into the WWE brand split, I don't think this is a number to be scared about. Because I think after the Monday ratings release, there's going to be a lot of speculation, discussion, and talk about the fact that WWE had this horrible of a rating, and then they decided to do a brand split. Now, if you're wondering to me, what are you talking about? Why would Raw have horrible ratings? If you missed it on Saturday night, Golden State Warriors and the OKC Thunder put on one heck of a game, and Golden State came back to tie it up 3-3 going into Game 7. Not only are the NBA Western Conference Finals on Monday, it's Game 1 of the Stanley Cup with the Penguins. So when you look at the ratings now, and in the past, in football season, the football season has hurt WWE, and now you have two major games. I would preface it by saying Game 7 has come number 1, and then you have the Stanley Cup also being a part of that situation. Now, with John Cena's return, I'm guessing there's going to be a lot of people basing their assumptions on these rumors and everything that's going on based on, well, Cena didn't save the ratings. And honestly, I think if the ratings stay anywhere near the same with a championship game as high caliber of the Thunder versus the Warriors, it would be an absolute miracle. And I say this because ratings are a huge thing that I've made a video on before about the ratings, why I don't think they necessarily matter as much anymore, especially with viewing habits. Now, I'm not only talking WWE ratings in this one, I'm also talking just ratings in general when it comes to wrestling. The president over at Pop TV was talking about TNA's ratings. Now, TNA is usually anywhere from high 2s to mid 3s, 300,000 people watching. But what I've constantly preached is that does not include DVR. For those people that don't watch Monday Night Raw and complain about ratings, your DVR viewing after midnight does not count on that Tuesday rating. You must watch on Monday night before midnight for it to be counted, technically. If you watch on DVR, and if WWE ever released the +3 or +7 numbers based on within 3 days of the initial airing and +7, the Raw ratings would be a lot higher. Throw in Hulu, and it's even higher, and I'm guessing you probably have around 4 million people watching Raw at least a week. Now, going into the brand split, I've seen a lot of comments and a lot of people talking about what is going to happen to the ratings. And I have to be honest with you, I have seen some people come up with and I'm not going to judge your opinion because it's your opinion. Let's have a discussion about it. But to me, some of the craziest things I've ever heard. WWE is doing a brand split, right? Well, WWE is doing a brand split to try to increase the ratings. It increases profitability for them. Now, they don't get any ad revenue. You guys should know this, and if you don't know this, WWE licenses their content. It's just like NBA. NBA doesn't get any more money from the ads that are run on ESPN because ESPN has already paid the NBA for those ads. But the NBA makes more money by them selling merchandise from the more people watching, tickets from the NBA, etc. That's where they make the money. Just like WWE. They don't make more money when the Raw TV ratings go up. USA does, and that allows USA to then, in future times, then be willing to pay more or less for said content. Now, ESPN, who is kind of, pays big bucks because it's Disney, right? They pay huge money for Monday Night Football. They pay huge money to broadcast sports. You have TBS now paying for the E-League, which is esports. I highly doubt they're paying much money because it's late at night, Fridays, 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. You have other networks such as Netflix paying huge money for licensing deals, and that's based on their audience watching it. So when Netflix goes out and Netflix pays for a show or content, it's because their library people are already interested in it or they think they might be interested in it. So for WWE, when it comes to ratings, I've seen questions being asked, specifically to Dave Meltzer from the Wrestling News Observer, which his stories get quoted out of context so much. I'm just going to subscribe to the newsletter so I can get it right from his mouth. But one of the questions I saw him get asked was, hey, Dave, if SmackDown becomes more successful, would Vince cannibalize his own show to make Raw look good? And I'm sitting there and I had to take a breath. I had to just think about this and logically and go, are you serious with this? WWE wants any programming to be successful. Now, in the past, maybe. I can't say for 100% sure. You know, if Raw is your flagship show and SmackDown is seen as the B show or was seen as the big show in the past, a lot of people are skeptical about it. Now, Jim Ross has blogged on this and saying that people that are basing on WWE always ruins it are kind of rushing to judge here. But WWE has a history of doing this stuff. But that doesn't mean I'm writing them off. But the question about would WWE, if SmackDown gets better ratings than Monday Night Raw, would they kind of make SmackDown a lesser show? And I think the answer is no. Now, if SmackDown were ever to pass Raw in ratings, I don't think they would do anything to sabotage the show, but it might generate interest in making Raw better. And you would have to start looking at what the shows are doing that are drawing those higher or lower ratings. At the same time, if those shows are successful and SmackDown goes on to get huge crowds, let's say SmackDown, because right now SmackDown pulls in about 2 to 2.3 million people a week. Now, that's not that far away from Raw, which is about 3.3 as of late. Now, that is 1 million households. That is a lot. Trust me, I know. But 1 million people, when you're used to having it on a Thursday, you're used to having it being a Raw recap show, I think the ratings will definitely go up live. When they've done it in the past, the ratings have kind of gone up live on Tuesdays. And when you truly think about it, live television is must-see. And this is why, come Monday night, I think Raw is going to have some of the worst ratings there are. Because I'll be honest with you, chances are I will flip away some point on Monday night myself to watch the Golden State Warriors versus the Oklahoma City Thunder. I just will. I can watch Raw on DVR anytime. I can watch Raw on the YouTube clips. I'm not going to actively search an NBA game, and I know some sports fans do this. Some sports fans hate getting told the scores, the spoilers, the news because they like to watch the game. It's like my grandpa. Even if he knows who wins a NASCAR race, he still enjoys watching the NASCAR race. Now, hey, there's nothing wrong with that. But the big thing is the money in the live programming. Now, let's say Monday night, for some miracle, goes up in ratings with John Cena. There's going to be a lot of people that are throwing out this skepticism about what is working and what isn't working with these ratings. There's going to be people that are Cena haters that are saying, oh, it wasn't Cena. Seth Rollins just returned the week before. They advertised the Seth Rollins documentary after Raw. That's why the ratings went up. A lot of people would speculate, by the way, that was just really cool. I like this match. This is a typical Cena match, and we've talked about how Cena could be booked, but this match is essentially a reverse Cena. Is out of nowhere. Rusev with a kick to the face. This is typical fashion. What a way this would be if John Cena comes back to a U.S. Open challenge, and in typical Cena fashion, he puts on a great match, but in the end, Rusev wins out of nowhere, and Rusev is victorious, which allows, oh no, Cena's going to hit the AA. Wait a minute, no, Rusev is fighting out. The ratings are either going to be dependent on the other stuff people are watching on TV, which I truly believe, or ratings are just going to be dependent on people's viewing habits changing. And I'll be honest, I'm one of the people that come Monday will be watching something else. Now, when the brand split happens, there are going to be a lot of shifting ratings, and people are going to blame it on things from the writing sucks to the writing's great. But in my honest opinion, guys, WWE would not cannibalize one of their own shows if one show got more successful. Hopefully, it would foster more growth, more creative writing, a better television, and must-see television for us, even within the WWE family. I think it's healthy, and I think it's great if these shows kind of go back to that competition again, and you strive to be the absolute best and bring in those ratings. But with the brand split, you're going to get these ratings, and I want to know your guys' thoughts and opinions on this, because if the ratings are bad Monday, are you going to be a person that may be judging this and saying, how can they do a brand split when they just had the lowest rating of the year? Or are you more logical and understand that this type of thing happens when live sports overcome something that, even though Raw is live and Raw is live sports entertainment, there are things that you would rather watch live than DVR. And that is going to affect the ratings with this brand split. We don't know for sure how many people watch live TV on Tuesdays. It'll be very interesting to see. And like I said, come Tuesday morning with the ratings for Raw, guys, don't be too surprised if they're bad. Don't rush to judge the brand split and the fact that it's going to be horrible over those ratings. So thank you very much for watching this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this discussion-based video when it comes to WWE ratings in the brand split. Hopefully, the ratings are much better. I think if SmackDown goes up to 2.5, any bit of an improvement for SmackDown is great, and any improvement for Raw is great. That's all they need. And based on USA's current ratings, with shows not even getting 2.5 to 3 million, if Raw and SmackDown currently stay where they're at, and SmackDown gets any little bit of an increase, USA Network is going to be very, very happy, and WWE won't have any problem renewing their deals. So until next time, guys, my name is Tubby, and thank you very much for watching. Typical Cena match, Rusev wins. Get him a heel. Cena can blame it on the injury.